yesterday's recognition. Yes. How many of you want to be right here? Like, you want it so bad that you're like, I have to be there. How many of you cried? Some of you cried when you heard those stories, right? Like, you want it. Okay, so we're going to do a little activity. Everybody grab your phone and get your calendars out. Or if you do the regular paper calendar, whatever it is, I want you to get your calendars out. And we're going to do a little math. So, do you have your calendars? Everybody's got them? I can't see you, so I don't know for sure. Okay. Now I want you to go back 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks, and we're going to add up some numbers, okay? Because do you realize that this is just a numbers game? To get to this front row, it's all about numbers. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to count up for the last 2 weeks, how many people did you reach out to about Trinot? Whether you added them to a Facebook testimonial group and you followed up with them, or you invited them to an overview, or you invited them to watch a Facebook Live, or you sent them a video. So just add up for the last 2 weeks, how many people did you reach out to? The next thing I want you to do is add up how many people did you present to? Whether you did a Facebook Live on your personal page, right? Or for somebody in your organization, or an overview that you did, like a Zoom overview, how many people did you present to? Now, do you have that number? You have that? Give me a yes or a no. You have the number? Okay, because this is a math game. So I'm going to ask you a question. Based on that number, do you think that you are an entrepreneur or a wantrepreneur? What do you think? You know what is so crazy? I didn't even know there was such a thing as a wantrepreneur. Right? I didn't know that. But when I first got started in this industry many years ago, I was a wantrepreneur, and I didn't even know what it was. Because here's the deal. I would come to events like this, you guys, and I would get so fired up. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, I want this. Like, I am going to be on this front row. I am doing it. I'm going to wear those sparkly shoes. I'm going to wear those pretty dresses. Right? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? And I would tell my upline, like, oh my gosh, I'm doing it. This time we are making it happen. I'm committed. And then I would come home and I'd get my list out and I'd be like, okay, Bree Richardson told me I've got to make a list. I made the list. I've got it here. I'm ready to rock and roll. I am going to reach out to Ken. Yes, Ken, he would be so amazing. I'm going to do it. Oh, but first, I got to listen to my music because Mr. Jeff Belleville, he said to get pumped up, you got to listen to the music. So I'm going to listen to this music. Oh my gosh, I'm so fired up. I'm going to do this. I'm calling Ken. Oh, wait. Should I call him? No, he's at work. Shoot, I can't call him. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send him a video. Oh, but the lighting is terrible here. And my hair's not perfect. You know what? I'm going to send him a voice text. But you know what? He's at work. He can't get the voice text right now. I'm going to wait on Ken. I'm just going to wait. Okay, but you know what? I am going to call Susan. Susan would be amazing at this. Like, she would kill it. She would kill it. No, I'm not going to call her. I'm going to send her a message. But the only thing is that I don't know exactly what to say to Susan. Shoot. But you know what? Amber Gostowski, she had the best script at that event. Like, it was so good. I'm gonna go through my notes. Oh, let me find the script. I'm gonna find the script. You know what? There were so many good scripts. I've got to get like all of these scripts organized, because the thing is that these scripts are valuable. So I've got to get them organized. I'm going to get them all organized. And you know what? I don't think I should reach out to these people, because I got to say the exact right thing to these people. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm going to do that. And the other thing, if I call all these people and I reach out to these people, like, I don't know how to close them. I'm going to have to go through Heather Hermes' closing training and really dial that in, because her closing training was so amazing. So I'm going to go through that. I'm going to get this worked out. And then, you know what, Sonara Brown did the most amazing training on launching my new associates. And if I get all these people and I don't know how to launch them, I mean, I wasn't launched right. So, I mean, I've got to figure that whole thing out. And by the time that we do all this, guess what? 1 week goes by, 2 weeks goes. Anybody relate to this, by the way? Okay. So do you know my first 4 months in the industry, this was the activities of a entrepreneur. And I did that for 4 months. And I would come to events, I'd get so fired up, I would cry, I would get on all the trainings, I had all the details out. I was the best entrepreneur. And then I realized, you know what? If I actually treat this like a multi-million-dollar business and actually do the things that are going to make me money, that are going to get me to that next level, I actually could be an incredible entrepreneur. And that's what we did. We exploded. So I am going to give you tools. If you feel like that you fit in this category, how many of you feel like maybe possibly a little bit you might fit in this category? Okay. So, you know what the difference is between a wantrepreneur and an entrepreneur? It's one little simple thing. What is it? Action. And action that gets you results. Okay? Action that's going to make you money. What are the top 2 things, and really only things, that make us money in Chernot? It's actually getting a customer, right? For yourself or somebody in your organization, or getting a business partner who gets customers. Does this make sense? That's what's going to make us money. So we're going to talk about the 2 things that are going to get you the results that you want in the next, week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. How many of you guys like that idea? Okay. So, here's what I will tell you. We went from entrepreneur, okay, deciding I am going to treat this like a multi-million-dollar business. I'm going to do whatever it takes, no stopping, and every day I am going to focus on the things that make me money. And I want you to know, from taking these actions, we went from struggling, 12 people in our organization after 4 months, and these 12 people were doing absolutely nothing, okay? How many of you have people in your organization that are doing nothing? Do you know why my people were doing nothing? Because I was doing nothing. I was doing nothing that was going to make me any money. Does this make sense? And when we started treating it like a big business, the speed of the team is always the speed of the leader. Our business exploded, and the 12 people in our team started focusing on what we were doing, and we went to over 300 people within 60 days with massive momentum. We went from no momentum to rising to the top of the company because of a daily method of operations. So do you want to talk about this? Should we talk about this? Yes. Okay. So there are only really 5 things that you can do. How many of you felt a little overwhelmed, by the way? I talked to a few of you, and you were like, this is so cool. How many of you are new, first of all? Raise your hand if you're new. Okay. I had some people that said, this is such amazing training, but I feel completely overwhelmed. Like I don't know what to do. I'm giving you the tools. We're putting this like in a little package for you. All of the amazing trainings that you heard, put them in this package, and every day, if you do these 5 things, you will kill it. You will absolutely kill it. How many of you heard Tina Joy Carroll when she said, you know what, I wasn't the very best, but I was the most consistent. Didn't she do an amazing job training, by the way? I wasn't the very best, but I was the most consistent. If you stay consistent with this, you will kill it. Because here's what happens. People see this, they get all fired up, and they do it for like 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and then they go down the bunny trail like the entrepreneur does, and they're like, oh my gosh, wait a minute though. Like, I've got all these people, I've got these 3 people, and I've got to like figure out how to launch them, and I don't know what to do. Oh my gosh, I think I need to call Kylie Riegler, and I've got to figure this all out, and we've got to work this through, and then they stop, and they wait, and they like start working with the people, but they don't keep doing the daily method of operations. How many of you know about the start, the stop, the start, the stop? I do, okay? I will tell you, I do. Because I did that my first 4 months in this industry. Okay, so I want you to know that if I can do this, each and every one of you can do this. Okay, let's talk about the daily method of operations. So, the first thing, if you want to absolutely explode, a mentor told me many, many years ago, he said, if you have problems, you can overcome any challenge, but you yourself have to outgrow that problem. 15 minutes a day of personal growth, of self-development, can take all of your financial troubles away. That's what he told me. And I was like, dang, I'm doing this. Do you know that we are the average of the 5 people we hang out with? So if you hang out with 5 idiots, guess what? You'll be 6. But if we hang out with 5 champions, guess what? We can be the 6. Do you guys like that? So 15 minutes a day, dedicate this to yourself in anything, okay? So what are some 15 minutes a day? In your car, listen to successful people. Some of these trainings that you feel like you need to go down the bunny trail, just take 15 minutes a day and listen to them. If you want to be a master closer, listen from the very best. If you want to be the very best at peaking or recruiting or anything, just listen to them, but take action. Implement what you learn, okay? Okay, so 15 minutes a day. What's the second thing? Connect with people. Our network is your net worth, okay? So whoever you are connected to, if you want to have a bigger net worth, connect to more people. The cool thing is that you have an opportunity. There's 4.8 billion people online. So if you feel like you don't know people, guess what? You have a database of 4.8 billion people that you can connect to. Treat it like this is your networking event. You go in there every single day, friend request people, get into groups. And you guys heard from the very best this weekend, so I'm not gonna go into details about this, but be connected to people. I will tell you a story. So those first 4 months, I thought, you know what? The people that are killing it is because they're super connected. They have all of these friends, they have all of these teams, they have all of this stuff. How many of you have said that? I can't see you, but okay. So I'm not the only one that said that. You know that my whole family thought I was crazy when I got in this industry. My dad told me nobody makes any money at network marketing, only the people at the top. My sister said, I know people that did that, they never made any money. How many of you had that, right? Okay, so I remember thinking, gosh, I don't have anybody to go talk to, and they're telling me I gotta get to all of these people. But I will tell you, once you make a definite decision to do something, a definite decision. See, this is not about your ability. This is about your commitment, right? When I got 100% sold out, committed, I was willing to do whatever it took, all of a sudden, I came up with 40 new people that I had never even thought of. So I promise you, you haven't talked to everybody. How many of you feel like you've talked to everybody, all of your Facebook friends? Right? Even the people on the front row, right? Okay, if you've talked to all your Facebook friends, I want you to stand up. Okay, so you have a network, I promise you. But here's the other thing that happened for me. I started getting creative and realizing, you know what, there are people out there that I really, truly am connected to in a different way that I can go get to. I thought of home shows because we came from doing a traditional business where we were one of the vendors, and we would go and be those businesses trying to sell our stuff, right? So I knew that there were a bunch of vendors there. I went and grabbed business cards. The next day started calling people and saying, listen, you know what? You came across as a sharp business person. I'm sure you keep your business options open. Is that true? Some said yes, some said no, but guess what? We exploded. So when you make a definite decision, I promise you, the universe will respond. So get connected. Market yourself. You heard from the very best on social media, and we're not going to go into that. But just start getting out there and talking to people. Post, right? A value post every single day. So one thing that I do is I think about what I learned like that day, and then I like to share it that day. First of all, when you learn and you teach, you're going to learn more, and then you implement, you're just going to get better and better. So how can you add value? Your income is a direct reflection of the value you add to the marketplace. Are you adding value every single day? Are you connecting with people every single day? What if you just took 15 minutes, by the way, on each segment? That would be 1 hour and 15 minutes a day that could change your life. Seriously, I want you to think about that. 1 hour and 15 minutes a day could change your life. Who is excited to do that? Okay. I only have a little bit of time, so I gotta hurry. Okay, so 4, ask. Ask the question, right? What I mean by ask, this is when you say, hey, Jeremy, I've been thinking about you. You know what, you come across as a sharp business person. I'm sure you keep your business options open, is that true? We're working on a massive project. You know, do you keep your business options open? The $1 million question for me has been that. Do you keep your business options open? Do you keep your business options open? Do you keep your business options open? I've been thinking about you. You would rock this. Let's talk. So, how many people are you going to ask that question to? And then last but not least, follow up with these people. Follow up. Okay, I'm going to give you a little formula. How many you want to go diamond? Right? You said you did. You want to be on this front row? It doesn't sound very good. Okay. So, I'm going to give you a little formula. Okay, first of all, every day, do not let your head hit the pillow until you do these 5 things, okay? Those 5 things. 1 hour and 15 minutes will change your life. And here has been my mantra. I may not win all next year. I may not win all next month. I may not win even this week. However, I can win today. Right? Okay. I'm going to give you a 30-day challenge. You guys want to go diamond, right? You want to do this. This is totally a numbers game. This is a numbers game. I told you we were going to do some math. Here's some math. So every day, if you yourself just followed the daily that I talked about for 30 days, and you reached out to the 10 people, right? You asked the question to 10 people a day. you realized that you would have 300 invites, you yourself personally, in the next 30 days. And based on the numbers, whether they are a warm market recruit or a cold market recruit, you would sign anywhere from 6 to 20 new associates in your organization. You personally, one person. Does that fire you up? Now, could you imagine if you had 10 people in your team that did this with you? Do you realize what would happen? You would sign anywhere from 60 to 200 new associates in your organization yourself. Okay, I mean you and your team, right? And you would go Ruby. Because you would create a volume based on if they did 200 in personal volume, 12,000 in group volume, you would go Ruby. Just getting 10 people in your team to do this with you. Would that benefit the 10 people in your team? And it would benefit you. Now, you guys with me? This is just a little bit of multiplication now. We're moving up. If you got 10 people in your team to do the same thing you just did, 10 people got 10 people in their team to follow the daily, that would be 10 rubies in your organization. And what would that create for you? Diamond. Who's excited? Okay, are you ready to go diamond? Are you ready to follow the daily? Are you ready to change your life? Okay, get focused on this. I will tell you, I gave you the goods today. I gave you the goods. So I'm going to ask you one more time, and then I got to get off stage. Who is going to move from entrepreneur to entrepreneur?
And now for some strategies on more successful meetings. Be a host with the most. Let's hear Jeff Belleville.